another brief talk about raising your thinking. And I'm going to make use of two words that aren't usually used, I think, in this context, which are noticing and acknowledgement. And in this particular context, they become very, very powerful if you want to raise the quality of your thinking. I'm sitting in a little cafe area in a supermarket in a town called Haywards Heath in Brighton. And you may be able to pick up on this recording some of the noise in the background that can interfere and impact on our thinking. Around me is a lot of different noise, as I might be trying to think about something and have clear thoughts about whatever I'm thinking about. In this particular shop, which is a very large supermarket, there's a place to sit and have a coffee, and that's exactly what I'm doing now, although I'm having a cup of tea. And lots and lots of noises are distracting me as I try to do this talk. I'm hearing a boop, boop noise. And what I'm noticing is that is coming at irregular intervals from a cash till where people are paying for their products, their food and so on. I can also just hear the whole time a long kind of white noise that doesn't seem to be stopping. And I'm not sure what that is, and I may go looking later to try and just briefly trace the source of that noise. I think it is a heating system that's very noisy and possibly a little bit old, which is why it's noisy. I'm also hearing a coffee machine grinding coffee beans for people. I can hear clicking noises too, which is the cash till again, closing the cash drawer to put the money away and to open it to give change. I'm noticing also somebody opposite me is crunching some paper and some cellophane as they take out the food that they're going to eat. And all these noises are playing in, and what I'm just doing is noticing them, and I believe that as I notice them, just become aware of them, their effect on my thinking becomes lessened because I've noticed them. But I've also done something else, which is I've not criticised them, I've not got annoyed about them, but in noticing them, I'm also acknowledging them, that they exist, that they're part of the world that I've chosen to inhabit for a moment. I've chosen to come into this supermarket, to drink my tea, and to hopefully have a clear think. So I'm thinking what to say next. And so I'm acknowledging them. There's a kind of humbleness about acknowledging them. I'm not criticising them. And I'm noticing my own irritation, particularly at the bib, bib noise. And in noticing it, I could then choose to go and sit somewhere more quiet, where I could persevere with my thinking. But the whole idea here, as you may hear a voice of someone going by me, and I acknowledge and notice that too, is that the effect on my thinking, I think, is at least initially slightly lessened, and my thinking becomes clearer. When we notice things and when we acknowledge them without criticism, without irritation, but just acknowledge in a way they're right to exist, as I'm sitting here in the place I've chosen to be, where I could go and sit somewhere else or I could stay here. In noticing them, becoming more conscious and aware of those noises, I raise my thinking.